Angry guy here. And friend-zoned men are just disposable beta male providers for women. Friend-zoned men are just disposable beta male providers for women. Let's just go ahead and jump right into this video.
What's up, my guys? Have you ever heard the line, "You're such a great guy, but I would just never want to lose our friendship"? Well, I'm here to explain why you're just a friend. You thought becoming her friend was the quick answer to weaseling your way into her heart. When you decided to act like a friend, that's all you'll ever be seen as. You gawk over her. As humans, we're attracted to things that hold value. When someone shows that they're easy to get, we look at them as having less value. Stop bowing at my feet and instead place yourself on a pedestal. She won't notice you down there. You never showed any sexual interest. How in the hell am I ever going to want to engage in anything with a man that has never given off any vibe that he desires me? You don't take the lead. If you're leaving the ball in her court, you're not going to get anywhere. Step up, grow a pair, and take initiative. You'll become 10 times more attractive. You're always there when something goes wrong. Women love to have somebody to confide in. But if you're always that person that she leans on when she's going through a tough time, you're going to continue to be that person. Establish boundaries.
Now, I won't disagree with everything she said here, but I want you all to understand that one of the reasons why men have chosen to be very careful when they deal with women is because of after M2, men are basically watching what they say and how they operate. It's so unfortunate, guys, but it's like men have to wake up and realize that this is pretty much it. This is it. There's no coming back from this. After everything that's happened in Western society, men and women can no longer really can no longer really coexist with one another because of just how much division has occurred and when you look at feminism has created such a disparity between the genders that there's nothing left. There's no love left. Friend-zoned men are just disposable beta male providers for women. They're only there so that women can use and extract wealth and resources from them. And there are women, of course, who will also feign that they have some interest in the guy. They'll pretend to have interest in the guy. They'll keep stringing him along. But in reality, he's only there to provide for her. And the moment that he can no longer provide, well, he's no longer valuable and she'll toss him out of her life. Women keep beta male providers around, these friend-zoned beta male providers around, so that they can live easier lives than they already live. Because just by the very virtue of being a woman, means you're born a millionaire. But by having these friend-zoned beta male providers around, when she needs this thing, she has this guy. If she needs a ride, she has this guy. If she needs money, she has this guy. If she needs anything she needs, she has a bunch of these beta male providers around to basically provide for her every need. And there's a lot of guys who will end up in the friend zone and they don't even realize they're in the friend zone because they're trying to court a relationship with her and she's trying to push them into that zone. And she'll play games and all this other crap. Like, for example, a guy will express interest in her and she won't reciprocate it, or she'll pretend to reciprocate it, but in reality, she's always steering the relationship away from going into intimacy. Guys, this is how women operate in Western society. This is the reason why they are so furious when they watch the passport bros going overseas. You have stories about guys who basically tell women that, they're friends. Okay, yes, sis, everything's cool. And then they block her on social media. They block her phone number and they take off and they leave the country and they are gone. And she is in absolute shock that this guy just completely disappeared on her. And that happens when these guys suddenly, they go over to the Philippines, they get treated with respect and humanity for the first times in their lives. They are treated with respect, humanity. They are given something by strangers that not even their own mothers gave to them. Throughout the course of their entire lives. They didn't experience that with their mothers, their sisters, their female family members. They did not even get that from their siblings, from their own mothers. And they go overseas and they experience something completely different, because Western women are completely disconnected from femininity. Western women do not have a grain of femininity attached to them. They are all in their masculine. Every single one of them. And they believe that the only thing they need to bring to the relationship is themselves. They say that they are the table. They argue that, oh well, just by me being in a relationship with you, your life gets better. You start, the man starts to dress better, starts to get a better job, and all this other stuff. So you shouldn't be asking what I could do for you. Only weak men ask what does a woman bring to the table, and it's like so sad. It's so sad, because this is how Western women have now conditioned themselves to believe that they are the table. They exist to rule over others, and their very existence is basically a godsend. The most that you can expect from her is to look pretty, and many of them don't believe that they have to do that either. Just her very existence gives her value, and you have a lot of women in their 60s and 70s who believe this still, that they don't have to bring anything. Guys, it's amazing when you had women in the past that would have something like 15 children. I am not exaggerating. And in between having all of those kids, they would still cook, clean, take care of their husbands, take care of their families. They would do all of these things in between having all of these kids, and they did not miss a beat. It's amazing. And then Western women today forget about cooking, forget about cleaning. They don't want to raise their own kids. Many of them don't even want to have kids. And they expect the man to bring everything to the relationship, provide everything in the relationship, and he should just be grateful that they're in a relationship with him. Women respect their time, but they don't respect the man's time. Their time is valuable, your time is disposable. Everything that a man brings to a relationship is disposable. He is disposable, his money is disposable, his time is disposable, his existence in and of itself is disposable because it's replaceable. That's how their minds work. And when they don't get what they want, they begin to talk very poorly about men and say things that really aren't true. And they're just outright unfair. But that's the way that women are conditioned in Western society. And they want to have all these friend zone men. That's why they do it, so that they can use these guys for years, for decades even. Oh, she has a house. She has a friend zone guy that comes over and and does her lawn for her. He cuts her lawn for her. She has a friend zone guy. Sometimes anything breaks, he'll come over. He fixes it for her. She has a friend zone guy that does tech. She has a problem with her computer. Oh, he comes right over. He fixes that up right for her. Oh, she needs food. She has a friend zone guy that she tells him that she's hungry. He orders Uber for her. He sends food over for her. Takes her to the supermarket. Tells her to fill up her cart. Buys her whatever she needs. Like this is, and guys, you know what's crazy? I'm gonna keep going. You have women that go on these dates, and they go on these dates. They receive tons of gifts from men. They receive tons of free food from men. They never pay for the bill. Okay, the bill comes. They just look the other way. A lot of these women, they don't even buy groceries because they basically just schedule dates for every single day of the week. And they bring food home with them from that restaurant, because they're not going to leave that food there. They order enough so that they have enough to eat at the restaurant, and then they take the rest of the food with them, bring that home with them. It's just shocking. It's just shocking. Bring that home with them. So they always have food in their fridge, and they pay for nothing. And this is how they live. This is how they live. And in between that, when they don't have anything whatsoever, they have what they call medieval peasant meals, which are just basically grape, cheese, and crackers. And so I have some of you in my comments like, oh, angry, grape, cheese, and crackers are awesome. Bro, what dimension are you in? Okay? What dimension are you in? That's no way to grape, cheese, meat, and crackers. That's no way to live. That's how you live if you cannot. Guys, men provide for themselves. A guy will pull out the grill and he'll start throwing down. He'll start throwing down. Because let's be real, most men can cook. It's a strange planet that we live on today. Most men in Western society can cook. How is it that we learned how to cook, but most women today can't cook? Because of entitlement. Because they believe that cooking is such a terrible thing. Cooking and cleaning are so bad that they will not do it under any circumstance whatsoever. And if you're a real man, you will provide the food for her. How does this work? Oh, simple. So while you're out working, she's ordering Uber Eats and spending $100 a day on takeout. $100 a day on food, $3,000 a month. She's spending $36,000 a year of your money for food because she can't cook for herself. And forget about cleaning, because either you're going to have to tidy up or you're going to have to get a maid. But that's what a real man does. A real man will provide a maid to clean the house. A real man will provide food so that she doesn't have to do any of that. A real man will allow her to go and do whatever she wants. A real man basically will give her the princess treatment, and that's a real man. What? The reason why these women are furious about the passport bros, why they're going so hard against the passport bros and the women who are getting into relationships with the passport bros, is because this is how they survive. And they don't want to come out and they don't want to say it. They don't want to outright say it and admit that these men that are walking away are basically their means of survival. The more men that leave the friend zone and say, yeah, I'm done with the friend zone. I'm done with you. I'm not doing this anymore. The worse it gets for them, because this is how they eat. This is how they pay their rent. This is how they avoid homelessness. As more of these guys walk away, it gets worse. And of course, in their narcissism, they will never admit how bad it is until you see them crying their eyes out, saying that they can't do it anymore. They can't continue on with this existence anymore. And admitting just how bad it is. And that they cannot go on like this anymore. And at that point, it's too late. What do you guys think about this, guys? I want to hear your thoughts. By the way, if you're enjoying my content, please subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to the channel. Like the video and turn on notifications to never miss another video again. Guys, what do you think regarding this? Friend zone men are just disposable beta male providers for women. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments. You know what I think, but I want to hear what you think. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away. And cheers.